So let's start the session from where we had left on the last one. So in the last session we did M expenses YTD. We calculated the YTD, how to have the YTD total of the expense. So this is as per the calendar year and also as per the expenses which we had done in transition table. Okay, and now we can also calculate these expenses in other way, in which we don't want this filter, the transition present transition equals to true or something like that. So we can know how we can do. Just click here and new measure. And we can name it as M expenses calendar year YTD. Calendar year means January to December. Okay, there are two calendars. One is calendar year and one is financial year, or you can say fiscal year. Calendar year starts from Jan till December, and financial year starts from April to March. So now we are I'm showing you how to calculate calendar year YTD. Okay, so it's a very simple. Calculate function and take the expense table, expense measure here, and then calendar calculate table. Okay, calculate table, it will give me a list of dates. Okay, we are using calculate table because it will give me an expression of all the list of dates. And now then I need a dates YTD. Okay, year till date, and in this dates YTD will give me from current till the end of the period. Okay, so in this case we are calculating the calendar year, so it will give me from current till end, that is December. So here I will just add my I will give a first parameter that is date column, and then you just close the parentheses, and it will automatically calculate the expenses YTD in terms of calendar year. Now let's see how we can do the same calculation for the financial year. Some of the organizations, what they do, they start their year from May, June, July. Okay, if a client contract starts from May, then they prefer to start the year from May. Okay, so something like that. So currently we'll be seeing that scenario. So M expenses fiscal year YTD or financial year YTD, same calculate calculate, and we already have the expenses okay, then calculate table and date YTD, and there are other dates MTD. This will give me a date range from within the month. Date QTD, it's the same, it will give you a date of a particular quarter. Okay, so now this, and I just need to provide the same parameter that is date column. And now the year end, this parameter we need to give when we want a particular year to end at a particular certain time. If I want it to end on a 31st May, then I should give it as in double quotes 0531. I'm sorry, 05 double quotes 05/31. This will automatically end my year in 05 May 31st, and it will start the year on 1st June. Okay, but now we are calculating financial year, so it will be 3/31. So okay, let's remove this and close the braces. This is how a financial year will be calculated, YTD financial year. So now we have calculated the expenses financial year YTD. Now let's create income YTD. It will be the same formula, same DAX will be used. So let's income YTD calculate DAX we will be using, and in this you will be using M. So whenever you are referring a measure, so you can refer it with the table name as well, that is TRNS transition, and then you can refer the measure like this. Okay, but for the best practices, you should just write the measure name instead of writing the table name. Okay, if you have the choice is yours, but the best practices says that you should just refer the measure instead of table name. Calculate table dates YTD, and then my date and date column, and in this we will be applying a filter of that date of transition, is it there or not. Okay, then just close the bracket, and then let's apply the filter, that is from my date of transition equals to true. It's the same case we did with the YTD. Hit enter. Income YTD we have. Now let's see the comparison of these two. Let's add a area chart here. Where is gone area chart? Yes, area chart is here. Let's expand this. And in this we will have the month name, and in values we will be having your expenses YTD first in the values. You can see, this is how it appears. So, and similarly, let's make a copy of this and drag it here, and in this let's remove this and put the income YTD. This is our income. This is expenses. Let's make this as a red color. Data color should be this. Yes, it's fine. This is blue, is fine. So you can see this is the comparison of expenses and our income in two different area charts. And now let's okay. So now let's calculate the net we have the net income. So let's calculate the net income YTD, and new measure. We have income YTD equals to, same calculate function we'll be using here, and in this we will be using our M net income, calculate table, and date YTD, and this my dates. Okay, this is, and after this we'll be just adding the filter, that is date. Okay, sorry, filter will be with okay, sorry, there should be parenthesis close and then filter my dates and intention equals to true. That's it. Let's close the parenthesis, and this will be our net income white. We will be using all this values in the coming sessions, and let's add a table again here, and add a table. It's fine here, table. Let's make it bigger. Okay, now let's add the month. Where's my month? Month name. And then expenses YTD, net income YTD. Okay. Now this is how we calculate the expenses. Let's add a slicer also. Keep it here. This will be for years. And let's make it a list. List general, and it should be horizontal. Okay. Fine. Now we have calculated all the expenses, income and expenses YTD, income YTD, net income YTD. Now we will be using a different formula now. If I want to calculate previous year expense or previous year income, then how I can do? Okay, so this will be also give us an opportunity to learn a new DAX. So new measure, and let's first expenses previous year. How can we calculate this? Okay, we will be using calculate function, and in this we will be using our same M expenses. Okay, and now there is a function called same period last year. Okay, let me just first okay, let me just explain it. If I'm clicking 2019 in my slicer filter, okay, so this will show me expenses of 2019, income of 2019. If I want to simultaneously see what was the expenses previous year, means 2018, so this function will show me that in my another row. Okay, and if I calculate the expenses previous, sorry, income previous year, so it will simultaneously it will show me a previous year income as well. So there will be comparison that what was the expenses previous year and what is the expenses current year. So in this same period last year, in this what you will do, you will just, the syntax tells me just to put a date. Okay, date column. So my dates, and I'll just enter the date. So it's very simple DAX and a very simple but a very powerful tool. Okay, let me just show you. And previous year, if I add here, let me drag this one here. You can see expenses. Okay, not YTD. Where is my expenses? Now you can see comparison. Expenses. This is the current year 2019, and this is the expenses for previous. Sorry, this is the, where is the previous year? Okay, previous year is here. Rearrange it. Now you can see the comparison of these two. Let me enlarge this. Now we can see the comparison of this. So expenses current year means 2019, expenses in 2018. So they are side by side. So you can now easily compare that which month was most expensive, which month we did highest shopping, or or more parties we did. You can just see from here. Okay.
Yeah, previous year.
Yeah, previous year. A very small function, same period last year is a very small function, but very powerful one. Okay, so we have data for same period last year. Let me just give you an insight. We have data only for 2018 2019. If I click for 2018, then it will not give me anything, because there is no 2017 data. Okay,
Data, yeah, right.
yeah, if we will have 2017 data, then it will automatically calculate that. Currently we don't have any 2017 data, so it will give me a blank. Okay, we have this. Okay, now let's simultaneously calculate the income previous year. Same DAX function, nothing new. Okay, is your calculate function, is your income. Okay, then calculatable dates YTD and my date. Okay, oh, I'm sorry, not this one. I just completely got lost. The filter should be same period last year and my date, and just the date column, close the parenthesis, hit enter. Okay, now we are done with the income of previous year. Now let's add a cluster chart here. Cluster chart. Where is the cluster chart? Yes, in this, in the cluster chart, we'll be just comparing the expenses and in this, it's a best one to see.
Like, Aman?
Yes, please go ahead.
So if we copy the above table and then we convert it into cluster table, then we'll get the data accordingly.
Yes, you just select this and just select this entire table. Just click on the boundaries and just click on this cluster chart, cluster column chart.
Yeah.
It will automatically, it will convert this.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, but we don't want that.
Fine.
So in this, you can see we have expenses previous year. You can see which are the months which had the most, were the most expensive ones. Okay, so month number. Okay, let me just add month name for this. Yeah, so you can see current month. So Feb was most expensive. Okay, in 2018, Feb was the most expensive, and if we look here, then June was most expensive in 2019. Okay. I'm telling you it because you can just see the black screen, small screen. It's telling me expenses 13538. And if you go here in the light blue, it's telling me M expenses previous year. So previous year is 2018, and the deep blue color is 2019. Just move back. Okay, so this is a small comparison. You can see that which were the most expensive months. Similarly, let's make a copy of this, and this, let's put the income and income previous year. Yeah. So this will be my income, expenses side by side. Now, what we will be doing, we will be now we will be calculating the income previous year YTD. Okay, so we have seen YTD for the for overall. Now previous year YTD we want to see. If we click on 2019, then this is the M expenses for 2019. If I want to simultaneously see what was my in expenses previous year YTD, so we will be creating that now. Okay, so expenses previous year YTD equals to same. We will be using the calculate function. Calculate, and in this M expenses. Okay, and then you'll be having same period last year.
Same period last
year. Yeah, my date, and you'll be putting this. Just hit enter. It will give you the YTD data. And let's just make a copy of this and make a new measure that will be for income previous year YTD. New measure, let's paste this. M income previous year YTD equals to calculate M income. So we are done with this as well. Income previous year YTD. Now let's do a small comparison. So let's synchronize this, a small one, and here. Okay. Area chart, it's too big. Okay. Now let's add a okay, where should I move this? Here? No, it's fine here. Okay, let me just add an area chart first, and then we'll see where we can shift that. Let's move this down. Okay, now let's pick an area chart here. Now area chart will be the best to visualize the current year and the previous year. expenses. Month in the axis and the previous year expense. No, not this one. Previous year expense YTD and this is not the what we wanted. Some mistake, previous year expense. Okay, there is some mistake. The graph is not up to date. Should be the wrong. Okay. So in previous year we have to calculate this M expenses YTD instead of expenses. Now this will be fine. Now the graph is YTD means it will keep on adding month by month data. That's the meaning of YTD. So in same with this also income YTD. Okay. So clearly you can see here you can clearly see that what is happening here. This light blue one is for expenses previous year, and the expenses, and the deep blue one is, you can say navy blue one is for current year 2019. So let me just do some formatting so that it is better. Data color, let's make the previous year orange and blue. That is fine now. Yeah, this is looking better. And this to the formatting, not this. Shapes round. So we can leave this like this, or we can also change the formatting also. Let's keep like this, it's fine. Same, this is the area chart is very good to compare, to see the comparison that where and where our expenses or any difference between 2 years. Let me just add this. It's a bit small. And in this, let me move the income previous year YTD and income YTD. Okay, we just make the data color, this one is, yeah. And in this we should not have M month, we should have month name. Here as well we should have the month name. Yes, now this is clear and let's looking good. Okay. Now this is a very good comparison. If it was 2019, then we will have only one. Let's do it this 2019. Let's remove this and let's try to add a filter for this page itself. Filter for 2019 on this page. Year. Okay, we want basic filter, and in this we should select 2019, and we are done. So only 2019 data will be visible to us, nothing else. Okay, now it's fine. instead of slicer, we can also use the filter. If the slicer is used when we want to have a frequent interaction with some filter, then we use the slicer. Else, for if we want to keep the filter for longer period of time or constant, then we should use filter, this filter option. Okay. So now let's add another page, and here let's have first two slicers. One should be for the month name, and let's have one for the year. And in this for year, let's have a list, as we have always. List and control should be vertical. Let's keep it top here, this one at the bottom. Okay. And now let's create a DAX of the budget amount. We have here budget table. Okay, if you go to the data tab and we see the budget, we have the budget for each category. Okay, so which category should have how much it should be, there should be expenses. Okay, so let's go and click a DAX of total budget. Yeah, measure, and this will be a simple sum function. Equals to sum budget. And just click this and budget amount. Now let's add a table. Let's analyze the category wise budget. Okay, so let's start the budget amount. Okay. Let's see. So each category wise we have our budget listed here. Let's add a month as well. And let's make it upward movement the month. Now it's fine. Now you can see each month what should be the budget. Let me show this. In Jan, Feb, in Jan this should be this much budget. Each month wise we have now our budget as well. Okay, so this is not giving me a very good figures. So this is overall giving me a not good figure, but a rough estimate that what should be and how much should be our budget for the month. So now there's a very important one function. We have all our measures in a different place. We have one in the budget, then the most of them in our you can say in the transition table measure. So I had said a best practice, that was you can just add m in front of every measure, so that you can know that this is a measure created by me, and a particular alphabet will also keep them in one place, as I have done. There is more one way to do this, and that's a very nice method. Okay, now what I will be doing, I will be creating a different tab you can say here, and we'll store all the measures there. Okay, let me just show you what I mean and how it is done. First of all, enter data, just click here, in enter data. Okay, come up and just name it any name which you want. I just want to hash my measures. I'm adding hash because hash will automatically put this in the just load it. Hash will put in the top of the every table. So automatically hash will keep this in the top, because this all the tables are arranged alphabetically and hash will come above the all alphabets, so it will be in the top. That's why I've written hash, and my measures is just a name I have given. You can give any name. So this will create a blank table first of all, and what I will do, I will move all my measures in that table. And then we will be creating a small folders inside that table to store our different measures. For expenses, we will have one expense folder, and all the expenses measures will be in that. Then we will have income folder, and all the income measures will be there. So it will come up in a minute. Just a minute. It's currently stuck. Here, yeah, you can see my measure is here. So just close this. Okay, and open this. It will have one column. So what I will do, I don't want this column, so I will just, if I click on this, you can see there's a button like I button. So if I click here, so what it will do, it will hide that column from the table. Okay, currently let's don't hide this and unhide the, click on that, it will unhide the, okay. Now how we'll be moving this? Okay, now let me just click on that particular table and click on that particular measure which you want to move into that our new table. So I will click this. You can see here we have M name is M expenses. Home table is your transition. Transition is the same this. So what I'll do, there is a small drop down. This will give me a list of all the tables. So just I will select my measure. Okay. And I will move it here. Same goes here. Okay, so I have just moved one. And let me do this for the all. This is a manual work to take time. So I'll just move each and every measure. Once I move each and every measure, I will just we'll be creating a folder as well. Like this, you can move by this method. You can move all your measures in any table you want. For example, if you have created a measure in a different table, but you want that measure to be in some other table, then you can just use this method to move it. Click on the measures, home table, my measure. And we're almost done. Only we left with few. This will also keep your all the DAX and DAX and tables clean and separate. Last one here. We are done. And in the my dates, we have only the columns we have named here, so we are fine with this. We don't move the columns. And in my budget, let's move this to my budget also here in the manager. Let's come to the tab here. Everything is looking absolutely fine. Okay, expenses. Looking fine. Good. Okay. So just save it. Now we will be creating the folders. Now again, let's move to the model tab. And now let's budget. Okay, so expenses. Just select all the expenses, and as I want to create an expense folder for this, I've selected all this, and then you can see home is there, display folder. There is no currently folder here. So what I can do, I can just create the expenses and just hit enter. It will create a folder for me and move this all into the small folder. You can see, just close it. It's look nice. Same goes for income. And here also I will just type income, hit enter. Okay, so this is looking now good. So now we have left with 2. So let me just think what we can do. Now this is my total transaction amount is my base. We have used this for everything. So let me just create the more one. Let's base. Okay, this is the main one, so I'll just put the base here. And this, what I can do, I can just and in budget amount, this is the budget amount. This is also, I'll create this into moving this into a budget folder. As we will be creating some more DAX for the budget exploration, so I will just create this. So this is now looking better. You can see, and just I will hide this column 1. We don't need any column, so just hide this. If you go to data tab, it's looking so nice. Yeah, it's clean, neat and clean. All your measures are in a place, categorized and kept well. This is also one of the way you can cluster, or you can bring all your measures and DAX in a place, so that when you get a time when you have to update this, you don't have to move here and there, and you don't have to look for them in other tables. Currently we have only 5-7 columns. You might get a data which would have 20-30 columns, and in that case 7-8 tables or sources from where you will import. In that case, this will be a very handy and very useful process to keep all your measures in a place so that you can easily update it.
Okay.
And now we could have also the same thing we could have also done through expenses. Okay. Property fund. So there are various other ways you can also change the formatting and other things from here. Percentage format, all those things you can do here in the advanced setting. Categorize, uncategorize, you can all those you can add here. This is just a part of the formatting. Okay. So now let's move to some other DAX functions. So one last piece which we will be doing today, that we will be doing a cross-join DAX, what it does and how it works. Okay, so now we will be and also we will be creating a table. Two new DAX we will be learning today, that is cross-join and summarize. Let me just explain you what summarize does. Summarize, as its name is, that it will take 2-3 columns and it will summarize the things. For example, if you see auto insurance, okay, so if auto insurance is in many months, so if auto insurance is in Jan, then again it's in July, then it will just summarize the auto insurance and give its aggregate value in the corresponding column, as we can see here. And the cross join, what the cross join will do, cross join will also return a table that will contain the Cartesian product of all the rows from all the tables in the argument. Okay, so what the Cartesian means, that whichever possible relation will be there, it will create within two columns, whichever columns or whichever table we will be providing it. So let's do this and see the practical, and we will also know more about it. So what if we just click on new table. Okay, so in this let's keep this as my table, and then have this cross join. Okay, you can see here returns a table that is cross join of the specified tables. Okay, means every possible relation it will have and give you an entire list of all the. So when we'll have the result, it will be much better at what I'm saying. In this, let's have this summarize function. Summarize also summarizes the things and gives you table. So in the table we want to have my date first table. Okay, and then my date, and let's have the month name, and let's have budget. Oh, we have the budget, right? Budget, yes, and just close the parentheses. Okay. If you go to this and see this, you can see it has given me a summarized value of all the things in Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June, July. Okay, alcohol was used in all this, and if it's just the view of this chart which we created. Okay, this is just same thing which, but by a different DAX and measures. So this is also possible. So what this CrossJoin did, that it took your budget. Okay, yeah, this it took the budget and the category and then date. We have with the date, yeah, the state name. These 3 columns it took, and wherever it found match with them, it created a row for that. For example, if there is alcohol in Jan, you can see alcohol and bars are in all the month, so it has created one row for each month. You can see here for auto insurance, it found in each and every month, so it has added 12 rows, I believe. There must be some which will be not 12. All things which were possible relation it could find, it has created it. That's the job of CrossJoin. And summarize is just, it will summarize the things. If it's find 5-6 entries, then it will just add up and give you one for auto insurance, $1,000, something like that. Okay. I believe this is, yeah.
Yes sir. एक urgent call करना है सर मुझको थोड़ा सा.
So let's keep this session till here and hope to see you in the next class. Bye and take care. Stay safe.